Do you ever feel like growing a business is easier for outgoing people and that if you're a quiet person, you don't stand a chance? Well, stick around because today I'm going to show you how you can build your brand without talking to a bunch of people all the time. A lot of people don't know, but I grew up an introvert. I was very shy. I lacked confidence for most of my life. I remember when I was a small kid, all I wanted to do was be left alone to do my own thing. I did a lot of crazy things like play with boxes, but I just was so afraid of talking to people. I remember in one of my birthdays, my parents invited some of my friends to come, but I was just so shy. I didn't really want people, even if they were celebrating me. I would have rather if they had dropped their gift and left, right? I just never liked being on the spotlight. And fast forward, when I started my career in a marketing agency as a graphic designer, I realized really quickly that introversion was a hindrance because I was unable to talk to people. I just wanted people to look at my work and appreciate it and then tell me that they appreciated it. I didn't want that human to human interaction. It was very difficult and very hard for me. And I know a lot of people are like that, where they feel like whenever they're put on the spot or when people are talking to you or you're the center of attention, it is very uncomfortable. And that was the same for me. It was until something happened in my life that I realized that, you know what, this introversion can be an obstacle to me. And today I'm going to be showing you some of the things that happened and what I did and how you can also build a brand as an introvert. So what happened? So I remember I had this conversation with one of my mentors and bosses at the time, and I just wanted to know how I could progress in my career and be a good art director, creative director in the marketing field. And I remember he told me that, Joe, you will never get to those stages and those career points if you are afraid of talking to people, right? Because the difference between a graphic designer and an art director or a creative director is that the creative director is able to communicate their ideas to people, right? And that's when I fell in love with strategy, because strategy is all about communicating ideas to solve problems, right? And I wanted to be a strategist, so I figured, how can I be a strategist if I don't open my mouth, right? So then I started to put myself in situations, uncomfortable situations, where I would actually speak. And I remember one presentation that I did for the job that I was working on, and I bombed that presentation. I was shaking. I was shaking so hard throughout the whole presentation. I fumbled my words. I don't remember what I said, but it was just a disaster, right? I just couldn't wait to finish and go home and sleep, right? But something crazy happened after that meeting. My boss at the time, he looked at the client and he said, "We agree and we support everything that Joe has just presented." And I was there like, whoa, didn't this guy just see me shaking and bombing this meeting? But his confidence actually gave me a lot of confidence, right? And that's the first thing, right? As an introvert, how do you build yourself and build your brand, and how do you break out of your shell so that you can be able to be seen and your value is able to be seen, right? And the first thing is you need to surround yourself with people that believe in you, right? That believe in what you have, because these people will help you in scenarios where you're not going to be able to do it yourself. These people will vouch for you, right? So surround yourself with people, mentors, coaches, people that love you and appreciate you, that want you to be better, because they will help you break out of that shell of introversion that is probably holding you back in some areas. So after that, the other thing I learned is that you, as an introvert, you have an area of expertise, right? And in that area of expertise, you are the most confident person in that area of expertise. So when it comes to speaking about what you're really good at or what your specialization is with your company, that is an area where you should shine, right? And you should be able to put yourself out there. All the other areas outside of that, you are allowed to be completely introverted and to run away, right? So, like me, so if you put me on stage and you tell me to talk about things that I know nothing about, I will want to run away, right? But if you put me in front of people to talk about the things that I'm really good at, naturally it just comes out, right? So, as an introvert trying to build your brand, you need to put yourself in situations where you get to talk about the things that you're good at or the things that you care about, because it's going to be easy for you to do that. It's going to be harder if you try to break out of your introverted shell and build a brand doing things outside of what you're good at, right? So try to figure out what are the topics that I can actually inform people about that can add value to them, right? And start allowing yourself to have those conversations with people where you can help them uncover the things that you are an expert in, right? So and the thing is, they're not gonna judge you because they know nothing about what you know, right? So they'll be eager to listen to you and take your help in your company because you are the expert, you are the professional. So even if you're fumbling your words or using the wrong ones, it doesn't matter because they don't know, right? So think of yourself, let's say if you are going to hospital and you're having a conversation with your surgeon. If that surgeon says the wrong thing or uses the wrong terms, you're not going to know because you're not a surgeon, right? That's their area of expertise. So you can thrive in your area of expertise because nobody else is as good as you in your area of expertise. So you shouldn't really be afraid of talking about the things that you're really good at or that you care about. Okay. So number one, surround yourself with people that believe in you, because those people will help you propel you in the right direction, and they will help you even as an introvert, spread your name out there as a person that knows their stuff, right? You may not be the most eloquent. Actually, I'm not the most eloquent. I fumble my words. In fact, I tell people I write better than I speak, right? But that doesn't keep me from speaking, right? So as an introvert, allow yourself to step out there and actually be seen, right? Especially when you're talking about the things that you're good at. If you're being asked to talk about things that are outside of your skill set, you are allowed, in my estimation, to be completely silent and go back into your shell of introversion. But if you're being asked to share about the things that you're good at, you should be the loudest person in that room. Okay. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you is I discovered that the gift that you're given as a person who is quiet is that you end up being a good listener. I have a lot of my clients tell me that I am a really good listener, and that is very valuable to you and your brand and your business, because what that helps you do is understand your client in a deeper level than everybody else, because you get to listen to them in a way that other people aren't able to listen to them. So use that as your superpower. Use the fact that you are a listen first kind of person to help you know exactly what your clients care about and to speak into what they care about. So don't really be concerned about talking, because good communication is actually not talking a lot, which is great, right? For all of us, if you're an introvert, good communication has a lot to do with listening. So if you are an introvert, congratulations, because it's not easy for you to open your mouth, but you use your ears to listen a lot. So use that as your superpower, and you will find that people appreciate that more than you know, right? So learn how to ask the right questions. learn how to ask deeper questions that speak into the heart of what your client needs, right? So if you are, let's say you own a spa, instead of talking to your clients about what you will do for them, ask the kind of questions that will help you uncover why they're coming to you. Ask them, hey, what's going on? Are you not able to sleep well? Like, why do you feel like you need to get a massage or some spa treatment? Why do you feel like you need to treat yourself? Like, what's going on? And then they'll uncover for you the deep rooted reasons of why they have come to you and your business, right? And that is good because it helps you in your marketing, it helps you in your branding, it helps you in your communication, and you're able to speak directly to the heart of who they are, and you're able to stand out as a brand. So use the fact that you are a good listener to your advantage. When other people are shouting out there all the time, you don't need to shout. You can just say a few things that let your client know that you completely understand where they're at. And don't feel the need to do what everybody else is doing. A lot of people think that building a brand has to do with doing a lot of TikTok videos, dancing, all doing challenges and all these things. No, stay true to who you are. Just because these people are doing those things out there and maybe they're getting a lot of exposure does not mean that those are the things that you should be doing to get exposure. Your exposure is going to come by you being a good listener and communicating to your clients that you truly understand their needs and that you are the best person to solve them. So if you're an introvert, congratulations, you happen to be a good listener. So use that as your superpower to be able to build your brand. Go into the world, and when it comes to your expertise, don't be shy. When it comes to your expertise, you should be the most confident person, because if these other people knew what you know, maybe, yeah, you should be uncomfortable. But most of them don't know what you know. So when they're listening to you, they're not really listening to all the anxiety and stress that you have. They're listening because they want to understand something that they don't know, right? Same way, if a surgeon was talking to me and they were giving me really useful information, I would want to hear it, right? Whether they're introverted or extroverted wouldn't matter. The information that they have is an information that I need. So if they're afraid of telling me that information, then one, I'm not able to see them as the expert that I need, and also to do business with them. So I hope that was useful. If you are an introvert, let me know in the comments how you navigate introversion in business. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one.